welcome back to Moo Techie, your trusted source for expert knowledge in dairy science and technology. Continuing from our previous class on the composition and nutritional value of cheese, we now move into Class 5 of cheese technology, where we will explore the essential steps of cheese manufacture. This process is both an art and a science, involving precise steps to transform milk into the diverse cheeses we enjoy. Let's begin. We start with an introduction to cheese manufacture. Cheese making is a complicated process. While many dairy products are biologically, biochemically, and chemically very stable, if properly manufactured and stored, cheese requires a balanced approach. When prepared correctly, it results in products with highly desirable flavors, body, and texture. However, any imbalance can lead to off flavors and defects. The basic steps of cheese making include acidification, coagulation, dehydration through cutting the coagulum, cooking, stirring, pressing, salting, and other operations that promote gel syneresis. Shaping through molding and pressing and salting are also crucial. Empirical thumb rules are not sufficient for a full understanding. Instead, knowledge of scientific principles in process engineering, physical chemistry, biochemistry, and microbiology is essential. Cheese is essentially a concentration of milk components, fat, casein, and insoluble salts, while soluble salts, lactose, and albumin are also present. To retain these in concentrated form, milk is coagulated either by lactic acid produced by bacteria, the addition of rennet, or both. Water is removed through cutting, cooking, stirring, draining the curd, and applying pressure. Depending on the variety, the cheese may or may not be ripened. There are hundreds of cheese varieties, differing in size, shape, color, hardness, texture, and taste. However, all cheeses share certain common steps. They are made from milk, soured, clotted by rennet or similar enzymes, cut or broken to release whey, matted, and matured. The chief factors responsible for differences in final cheeses include the type of milk used, the degree of souring and type of souring organisms added, the temperature of renneting and cooking or scalding the curd, milling and salting of the curd before molding, pressure applied to the green cheese, time, temperature, and relative humidity of ripening, and special treatments like bathing in brine or waxing. The principle of cheese manufacture involves controlled syneresis of the rennet milk coagulum, which is the expulsion of moisture. This is achieved through acid development, where the pH falls from 6.6 to 5.0 due to lactic acid produced by starter bacteria like Lactococcus lactis and L. cremoris. Warmth is also critical, with temperatures raised to about 31 degrees Celsius for renneting and 38 degrees Celsius for scalding the curd. Repeated cutting and stirring of the curd are essential, and soft cheese varieties are often consumed fresh. Cheese manufacture can be divided into two phases: manufacture and ripening. The manufacturing phase includes operations in the first 24 hours, such as acidification, coagulation, dehydration, shaping, and salting. The general protocol starts with milk, which is prepared as cheese milk, coagulated into a gel, cut into curds, acidified, separated from whey, salted, and then ripened into mature cheese. The principles of cheese manufacture show that cheese is a concentrated protein gel that traps fat and moisture. Imagine a structure where casein micelles form a network holding fat globules and water. Gelation of milk. Milk gelation, the formation of this gel, can be induced in a few ways. 1. Enzymatic hydrolysis. Selective hydrolysis of kappa casein at the peptide bond between phenylalanine to the power of 5 and methionine to the power of 6 by acid proteinases like rennet. 2. Acidification. At a temperature between 20 to 40 degrees Celsius, bringing the pH close to the isoelectric point of casein, pH approx 4.6. 3. Acid and heat combination. For example, heating milk at pH 5.6 and 90 degrees Celsius. The enzyme chymosin, found in rennet, cleaves kappa casein at the 105 to 106 Th amino acid position, destabilizing the casein micelles. Casein micelles are proposed to be a complex of smaller submicelles, stabilized by calcium phosphate and hydrophobic interactions. Kappa casein acts as a stabilizer, preventing micelle aggregation. Normally, casein micelles carry a negative charge at milk's natural pH of 6.5. Introducing heat or food-grade acid lowers the pH to 4.6. Rennet removes the hairy outer layer of kappa casein, allowing micelles to bind, aggregate, encapsulate fat, and expel whey. This process can be viewed in stages. pH 6.5, stable micelles. Lowering pH to 4.6, achieved by heat or acid. Enzymatic action. Chymosin acts on micelles, clipping off stabilizing hairs. Aggregation. Micelles come together to form a network. Essential process steps. The co-transformation of milk into cheese involves coagulation, draining, and ripening. 1. Clotting of milk, coagulation, achieved by enzymes or acid. Enzymes rennet. Remove casein-macropeptide hairs from kappa casein, leading to paracasein micelle aggregation. Acid. Lactic acid, from lactose conversion by lactic acid bacteria, dissolves calcium phosphate and neutralizes micelle charges, causing aggregation. This forms a space-filling network, enclosing milk serum and fat globules. 2. Removal of whey, draining. The formed gel spontaneously syneresis, expels whey. This is enhanced by cutting the gel and stirring the curd-whey mixture. 3. Acid production, conversion of lactose to lactic acid by lactic acid bacteria. The resulting pH influences syneresis, consistency, and future ripening. 4. Salting. Typically 1 to 4% salt is added, not for all fresh cheeses like coag. Salt affects durability, flavor, and consistency, both directly and via ripening. 5. Fusion of curd grains. Curd grains fuse into a coherent loaf, and a rind may form for protection. Pressing the curd enhances fusion and rind formation. 6. Curing. Ripening. Ensure storage and handling conditions promote desired ripening. Ripening is the primary factor defining a cheese's typical flavor and texture. This involves controlled biochemical reactions, proteolysis, lipolysis, glycolysis, under specific conditions for a variable time. Note that salting and curing are typical of ripened cheeses. Thank you for joining us for this detailed look at the essential steps of cheese manufacture. Your understanding of these fundamentals is crucial for mastering dairy technology. We hope this session was informative.